Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers, Facebookians, and subscribers. Today I want to talk to you about something that's very important in the world. Usually I don't talk about biblical things because, well, frankly, I don't like ramming anything down anyone's throat. But I want to talk about good versus evil. Now, they say good's supposed to prevail evil. But what's the point of it? I will break down some of the systematic things that happens in this world between greed, corruption, power, bad things. Yeah. First of all, let's get down to money, power, and corruption. Well, money gives power. Power breeds corruption, and corruption, well, it happens. You could say, oh, okay, where's this going? Well, I was going to post something very important, but I'm going to give it a rest for now. The thing is in this world, you got more corruption than you got good. Everyone for themselves. You got the buttholes, the butt monkeys, the butt hats. All they want is for themselves. All they want is for themselves. What am I talking about? I'm talking about to each their own. You got the people that say you got to look out for yourself. You got the people that say you need to fight for the little people. And you got the others that just don't care. It's all about them. I'm for everyone. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression. In this day and age, freedom of speech is what? Nothing. Doesn't mean anything. You can sit there and say, well, my violation of the freedom of speech is, and you can tell a police officer to go pork himself, or go blow off. He'll arrest you for verbal assault, even though you were expressing your personal opinion. So the policeman is allowing the First Rights Amendment to be broken because they're the law. Then you got others, like money and power. Some people want so much money they'll do anything to get it, and some people to get money, and once they get money they got a taste for power, and once they got power they can't get rid of their money, they just want more money. So it builds into greed. In this world, it's all the time. I was in a situation recently where agencies were corrupt. Yeah, they'd side with this part, but they wouldn't side with this part, so they'd go and shaft this part, and then everyone's at a global war with this part of that part, because each part is upset at that part, Meanwhile, this group is saying, oh, well, it's legitimate, but if you look closely, it's pure corruption. Yeah. And you're wondering how, what, where, and my, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So, all I'm trying to say to you guys is, if you really want to look at the big picture in this world, take some time, look around. You're going to see that it's every person for themselves. You can sit there and say, oh, but it's done for the good of the people. Then you got these people that say, oh, well, they don't deserve it. We pay our taxes. We deserve it. They don't. The freeloading mooches don't deserve anything. So if you fire them, it's fine. If you throw them out, it's fine. Bottom line is, these are the frickin' whores of the world that are whores. They want to milk the cash cow while you're sitting there trying to do whatever. It's corporations and companies nowadays that screw people over. They don't care about the little people. They just want to keep raising the rates and doing what they wish. And then if you piss them off or you find something close, they try to get rid of you. They don't just terminate you, whether it be your lease or your work ethic. They just basically get rid of you, and then they give you bad reps because you went out in the world and said, hey, wait, this ain't right. And then when that happens, And you sit there and you wonder, why is God crapping on me? And you realize God isn't crapping on you. Satan is. Because Satan knows how to win. And you got these evil people out there that will twist, scheme, con, argue to get out of it. Even if they got, say, a $20 million lawsuit, they get out of it pennies or nothing. The other person suffering mental anguish, heartbreak, torture, torment. And the evil, evil people, men and women, these evil whores, sit there and they ask. They ask. It's easy to be corrupt. Yeah. It's easy to be unfair. It's easy to be unsavory for business practices. You gotta ask yourself, is it to each their own? Or is it like Jesus said, or Allah, or Muhammad, or Joseph Smith? Everyone needs to help out each other, but no one wants to. Nowadays, it's gone backwards. Love's not there. The corruption's there. As a minister, I got shafted big time recently. Big time. Like I said, the corruption was so stacked up. I had everything. Hold on. Everything stacked up, like this deck of cards. The entire deck was at my disposal. I stacked up all the evidence. Guess what? The agency, I'm just going to say, screwed up. Ruled in the other favor. Saying all my evidence, all my witnesses were invalid. I even offered everything. Nope. They said pictures would be fine. Video would be fine. Threw it out. So now I gotta find out if I should reappeal it or if I should just file a new case against them for the last one they didn't do right. So Friday I'm going to be seeking legal counsel again. This is not an easy task to deal with, but I feel justice will prevail eventually. God will hear me. In the meantime, you gotta remember, corruption breeds corruption, which breeds corruption, which in the end, you gotta ask yourself, are you going to be one of those lucky few that are just gonna say, to each their own, me, I. I look back in my past, not everything was peaches and cream. But I remember the good times. Yeah, the good times. I didn't see much corruption back then. I was just a happy, happy kid. You grow up, you don't pay attention to it, then you become transsexual. Yeah, you're transsexual all your life, but you start to transition to female. And guess what happens? You get the shaft. Yeah, you get the complete and utter shaft when it comes to things. You see, oh well, you know, you got a man's voice, or you're wearing a bra, or you're a panty sniffer, or whatever they want to do. They can call you any name under the sun. They can discriminate against you. When my mom was around, no one discriminated against me much. But mom died, discrimination stacked up against me. And the discrimination continues. Why? Because corruption. Corruption breeds discrimination. Discrimination leads to a lot of problems. And these companies, they can get away with it apparently, and it's okay. So you go through certain agencies that are supposed to protect you, and they don't work because they're corrupt. Big companies are being protected, and the little people like ourselves get the shaft. Please add and subscribe if you like. Thank you, and have a nice night.